Well, hey, Star Wars fans, welcome to the Blues Bro channel on a YouTube Live. Well, hey, everybody, I am Elvis. I'm the Blues Bro, at least as of today. Working on a new channel name, which should be pretty cool, coming out soon. So if you're watching this like a month from now, that's not my name anymore. But anyway, I'm still Elvis, and I'm going to be installing this bad boy right here, this 01 hilt from this dude, the Saber Merchant. Jeremy, introduce yourself. I already did, but you go ahead and introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you got? What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm Jeremy Kitts. I run the Saber Merchant on Etsy. I also have the sabermerchant.com, but I've yet to launch that. I'm lazy. But yeah, I stay busy just supplying the galaxy with lightsaber parts and doing some fun giveaways on occasion and helping people build things.
That's awesome. So I actually won. I didn't buy this. I won this from the Mid-Ohio Jedi Order. But, you know, they picked a name out of a hat and they picked my name. And so, like, I'm super fortunate to get, you know, this hilt. But I never installed a saber. So it's like I had to choose who to send it to get it installed. And I was talking to the guys from Mid-Ohio Jedi Order. I was like, you know, I think I might actually attempt this myself. And like, dude, you need to get with Jeremy. Just let him know, and he'll like hook you up and get you all the stuff that you might need. And what did I say? I said, can you like make this as easy as possible where I still feel like I have this sense of accomplishment? You know, like full on easy mode. And let me add my other camera here. StreamYard. There we go. So anyway, this is what Jeremy sent me. So correct me if I'm wrong on any of this stuff. But so on my chassis, we have the battery connections pre-wired, and then on the opposite ends are pre-tinned. And then I have the battery up to the PCB pre-wired, and that's going to connect to this black and red one here on the pixel connector.
Correct.
This white wire is a data line that will go from the soundboard up through the chassis to this white one on the pixel connector.
Correct.
These two small blue wires here are for this activation switch, which will go straight to the soundboard. Mm-hmm. And then I saw some wires coming out of the speaker here too. So this is literally everything I need other than the battery and a hilt, right? So like okay, cool. I got to the point, like right before you DM me, I got to the point where I was like, okay, I wonder what I should do first. And I think it's this switch, because I noticed like I can't put this in first and then put this in, and I can't put this in first because then I can't go through here. So I need to take this apart, put this over this, and do my switch first. Is that correct?
That's it, man. Yeah, the chassis is secured by the switch.
Yeah, and I love that because, you know, there's no chassis retention screw or anything. It's just that through there. And then, well, I suppose you need. Oh, look at that, dude! You got the little.
Absolutely.
You got a in there for the nut. That's awesome. That's. You've done chassis design work before, obviously.
Absolutely.
Oh, and then you also gave me a wiring diagram, which is so awesome. So that's kind of what I was following to figure all that stuff out. So good. I didn't have anything wrong yet then. All right, cool. So I have this really crappy soldering iron. Don't judge me. But I figured, you know, I'll probably install one saber. So this should hopefully get me through the one.
Absolutely.
And I set it to between 300 and 350. Is there a certain temperature I should be at?
I typically run mine at between 400 and 500. But I've been soldering for so long that I'm using just micro touches. So it just melts instantly.
Okay.
I mean, as long as you're to a point where the solder is flowing smoothly, you should be golden.
Okay. I bumped it up to like just under 350. So we'll see if that does the trick. All right. So cool. I'm going to break this down then. So by the way, I weathered this last night in another video. So if anyone is like wondering, why does it look like that? Saber Merchant puts out some really nasty stuff. No, it doesn't look like this. In fact, I have my 01 pommel here, so you can see what, you know, the raw aluminum actually looks like. But I switched to the 02 pommel. So anyway, yeah, that's all been weathered with this aluminum black. So yeah, all right. Just gotta shut up and do this now, right?
You got this, man. And typically I will go ahead and unscrew above that switch section as well.
Okay.
Makes it easier for wiring.
Yeah, I was a little curious how to wire the switch while it's in like inside the hilt, right? Because I can't pre.
Oh yeah, you'll be pre-wiring it.
So I'll pre-do this on the switch, and then the wires will pop out to where I need them. Okay.
Absolutely.
That makes
You'll
more
feed them
sense.
straight through, and then you'll use your finger to kind of guide them up near that red battery wire.
Okay, cool. Hey Tim, I see you there. Look at you installing and stuff. Legit installer? No, dude. Installer. That's no, I'm just kidding. No, I like to tinker. I like to figure stuff out. And I was totally about to try to do that. And then Jeremy happened to be available. And I was like, dude, you want to actually show me what to do? So I was about to do this on my own. I probably wouldn't have gotten far. This is the exact same on either side, so I don't have to worry about it this way or this way, right?
Correct.
Okay. So we'll feed that through. Put this through here. I guess I should probably wire this first, though, right?
Yeah, I would go ahead and wire the switch.
And I noticed you included some heat shrink for me. That was super nice. And I just realized I don't have a lighter or a heat gun.
That's okay. Use the soldering iron.
Okay. So what's the process here?
So I use helping hands to hold one of the legs of the switch itself, and then just kind of hold the wire in place, hit it with the soldering iron.
That would have been smart for me to have something like that, yeah.
But you've got the work mat there. So, I mean, if you can put maybe the edge of the switch in one of the grooves, just so the legs don't move as much, you might be able to just tap it right there. You've got some solder, I assume?
Yes.
Rock.
You didn't tell me I needed that.
I should have supplied that in the install kit. Tubes.
Actually, I can. We'll see if this works. I don't know. We'll try. Like I can focus. Oh, cool. That might work. I just need to put it somewhere where you can see, huh?
The blue wire?
The blue wire, yep.
Go ahead, because you don't have any helping hands or anything else, you'll be holding that switch wire, and then use the tip of your iron to drop it right on top of that wire until you see it merge with the pad below it, and then you'll want to pull it off. So, usually it's a 1 to 2 second process. You don't want to leave the iron on the switch leg for too long. Man, we're gonna have to get you some helping hands if you do this often.
Oh, I don't think I'll be doing it often. Also need like a magnifying glass to really can't see.
Yeah, because you don't have anything to hold, what I might recommend. Oh, there you go. You're getting there.
I mean, it's stuck to it. It's
put a little bit more solder. See if you can get some solder to adhere to that tip, and then try, touching that again until you can get that switch wire all the way on.
Oh, I was just doing like the tip. Okay.
Yeah, you just need to get a solid connection, and once that's done, you can roll it over and do the other side, and then we'll use that.
Look at that.
Nice.
That worked.
Yeah.
By the way, is my ceiling fan enough for this, or should I worry about breathing this smoke going up in my face?
You're not going to be making that many connections, but typically I would say have a fan blowing it away from you. I use one of those little high velocity desktop fans right in front of it, and then I've got a huge air purifier that I roll out.
Oh, I actually do have a little desk fan, but I don't know, we'll try this without it first, see how it goes.
Absolutely, safety first.
Safety second. Let's do this. Yeah, the helping hands probably. Actually, I have a bunch of clamps, like little alligator clamp things. Probably just use that.
Absolutely. Once you've tinned your iron, you can actually, if you're working in this type of setup, you can actually put a little bit of solder on the tip. It'll stay there, and then you can use it to make that final connection. But typically, you'll want to make the connections the way you made the first one, which is where you're applying the solder and the heat at the same time. But everybody solders a little bit differently. So,
like a pro. Look at this. It's probably actually really bad, but it's got like a nice little bubble to it.
that looks good. Yeah. The worst thing the thing that you try to keep away from is a cold joint, which is where the joint's not shiny. It's like a matte finish, and that tends to be more brittle.
Okay.
Those look pretty good.
Yeah.
So now if you feel comfortable with those, or good with those, you can slide that shrink wrap over it.
Okay.
And then you're going to use, just the non-tinned area on the iron, to just kind of run over the shrink wrap just to melt it down.
Should it fit all the way over? Just force it?
Yeah, if you kind of squeeze it a little bit to flatten it down and then slide it down, you're good to go. That way it stays in place when you're melting it.
And then you want me to like do it there or like there?
Do it there. Yeah, on the back side of the iron. You definitely don't want to do it for too long. That stuff will melt and sometimes rip.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's tight, so I think I'm good.
Perfect.
Cool. I'm doing it. Except now I got it stuck in the groove of the thing.
There you go. I go through pairs of those tweezers like candy. Kyberphonics in the house.
Hey, buddy. So far, it's been a pretty exciting stream of me running around looking for a sponge.
Not too bad for your first attempt at a lightsaber install, though. I can say with great certainty you have yet to catch anything on fire with your soldering iron.
There's still time.
That is young.
Okay. I don't think this is going anywhere.
I think it looked good.
Yeah, it's stuck. Okay. One thing wired. Woo!
Success.
Okay. Let me zoom out just a little. I just noticed that it was probably hard for you to see a lot of what I was doing there.
Now you get to be a little dexterous.
All right. So
I would take your nut, the switch back, and I would go ahead and essentially I would hold the 0.1 part with that flat piece facing down, slide your nut right on top of that flat plate, and then you're going to take those blue wires and you're going to feed them up through the switch hole, through the nut. Or down through the nut.
Oh, you want me to go up through it?
Well, it's up to you. What I do is I do it this way. I feed the switch up through and I kind of hold it with my thumb, and then I'm using one finger to push the wires through the board channel. This is where this is probably the hardest part of the entire install. It's getting all the little, well, there's only two, but the two switch wires through the nut, through that hole, and then tightening down the nut.
So, tell me if I ask a dumb question. I want to know. But like, can I just put the wires through this, put the nut over it, and tighten the nut just so that that's there, and then use my tweezers to feed that down through the chassis?
Yeah, you can try that. Try that. You got to remember the switch being fully installed and then
in the way.
It's going to be in the way.
Got it. Okay.
I do it kind of all in one step. I've done it so many times now. I've gotten good at it. But you can also put some shrink wrap over those two blue wires to join them together. Not melt it, just over the tip, and then try to feed that through.
I got you. Okay. All right, I got one right away.
Nice.
Oh, and there's two.
Success. It's tough because I can see it on the camera, but it's like that right there. There you go. It's like right at the opening.
All right, so now this down, and this doesn't screw into the chassis, right? It should just go.
No, it doesn't. But it is kind of press fit. If it doesn't feel like it wants to go in, you can rotate the chassis just a little bit to align that hole. There you go. And then secure the nuts.
Oh shit! The nut's down here now. That's not where it should be. That's not where it needs to be.
Yeah, that's kind of why I do it from the underside. But
Yeah, you were right. Like I said, dude, you just gotta tell me when I'm being done.
no, but you got the wires through that channel pretty quickly, man. So I would say that's a victory.
Okay, I got the nut on top of the chassis.
Perfect.
All right, I don't know if you can see that, but the nut's right there.
Yep.
I can see why this is the hard, annoying part of this.
Oh yeah, it'd be amazing.
Okay, so
I can see it. It's good.
can you?
Yeah. So you can tighten that down, to the best of your ability. Sometimes I'll use like a rubber, I've got like rubber press tools, but I'll use that to kind of move the switch nut. And once I get it tight, so the chassis is not moving, usually I'll drop a little bit of glue Loctite on the end of the thread. You can even use glue if it's something you can peel off, like an E6000, just to keep the vibration from loosening that nut over time.
Okay. I don't have that.
That's okay. You can do that anytime. That's the whole, the best part of the
Yeah, because you can always take it apart right there, right?
quick connects. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I mean, this is
Good.
solid. Okay.
Yep.
All my blue wires almost fell back out, though.
Oh yeah, pull those
That would have sucked.
There you go.
Okay, button, Dunsky.
Absolutely. Now, at this point, if you wanted to, just before it gets too crazy, you could go ahead and feed that white wire, the data line wire, through that switch section and into that channel. That might be wise.
So this is our data wire that'll go up to the pixel connector, but I need this to go through the hole in the chassis so it can connect to the board.
Yep.
There's more stuff in the way, Jeremy.
Yeah. Sometimes that, with the curvature of the wire, you can go around the switch. There you go. Look at you. You are just on it. Brilliant.
Brilliant. All right, that's through.
Perfect. I would say let's get that speaker in place, man. Do you
Okay.
have some super glue or some E6000 or something?
I do. I have one thing prepared.
Nice.
I didn't even know I needed it. It just happened to be in front of me.
My personal preference on gluing speakers, because I'm borderline OCD, is I don't want to coat the whole bottom of the speaker in glue. That's just nasty. So what I will do is I will put glue on these little tabs, like literally on the tab itself. You see this little black tab sticking up? They're kind of touching the magnet on the speaker.
The black tabs?
Yep. So if you're holding the two contacts, there's two on this side and two on the other side.
I see
I'll
those.
put a dab of glue kind of in the crevice there, in the corner, like on the tab itself. So there's very little chance I'll get too much glue on the speaker and between the cone. And then I'll set the speaker into place.
Okay. So will I want to do something to like fully enclose this, like to fill in?
No. It's going to be extremely loud and resonate extremely well in the hilt. So it's got plenty of room. I call it my slop area in case somebody gets willy-nilly with the speaker. I try to get it as centered as humanly possible. There's an example of that one, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take this. And so this tab and this tab, I'm going to get up.
Yep.
Under there, okay.
Right there in that, where the two pieces meet, that 90 degree.
All four of them?
Yeah, two on that side, two on the other side. Perfect.
Okay.
Just kind of, hold the body of the switch, straighten that wire out, feed it through that channel. Going.
Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have been holding the speaker with my finger. God, I'm an idiot.
It's okay, man. Pretty resilient.
All right, leave this twisted.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
Okay.
And then you can go ahead and feed that through the little channel there. And then, at this point, what I would probably end up doing is I would stand your hilt or the switch section of the chassis upright and let kind of gravity hold that speaker in place once you get it pressed down. And then we'll move on to another piece and let that set up a little bit. Center it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Looks good.
All right. So I'll just set that like that. Okay. That's sitting there.
Perfect. Now I think let's move to your emitter. We can go ahead and get that stock V3 out. Feed that sucker down through there and secure it.
All right. So stock V3 NeoPixel connector. All right. So is this going in the hilt, this plastic piece? Is this a 3D printed piece to for retention?
Yep. So you can go ahead and try to feed the wires with the quick connects down through there. I don't know how tight your blade retention and your pixel retention are in the emitter there, so you might want to loosen those so it goes in smoothly. You've got your Allen key there.
I do have one here. Oh, that's a little guy. What size is that?
6/32. It would be what, a 2 millimeter or 1.5.
Is that all I'm going to need the E6000 for?
Yeah. Yeah, when I designed these, I wanted them to be as easy to install as possible. And I also wanted it to be modular. So as I released new chokes or new emitters or whatever, you could swap them all out.
Look at all that aluminum black coming out.
Perfect.
All right. So, just ease of this, I might try this. That didn't work at all.
Sometimes you got to do one, and then one of the connectors, and then you can feed the other one kind of on top of it and slide it all the way through.
I feel like Karate Kid, the fly in the chopsticks.
There you go. Yeah, I think when I insert these things, I think I do exactly what you just did. I kind of put one in the hole and then kind of feed the other one on top of it, behind it, to kind of push it through.
Yep. So now should this push all the way down?
Yep. And usually I'll use a blade plug or a piece of blade stock to kind of just push it all the way to the end. There you go. Something hollow that's not going to mess with the pogo pins.
Okay.
And then once you get it down, tighten up that bottom one, and you should be good to go.
That is super easy.
Excellent.
Look, Mom, I did it all by myself.
Love it.
So that's not a lot of length here. Oh, because it got the quick connections on here or whatever. What are these connections called?
Those are Dean's micro connectors. But yeah, I just call them quick connects.
I just got this new webcam where I can do this. There we go. So now, there we go. Why didn't I turn that on a while ago?
What?
I know, right? Jesse showed me this thing, and I just got it today, and it's got this face tracking gimbal on it, and it's super fast. I can be like, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. Like,
that's amazing.
That's pretty cool. Jim, what's up, dude? I'm building a lightsaber that you gave me, dude. I mean, really, it's kind of like Jeremy gave it to me, but it was like through you, so whatever. Thank you to both of you. I'll just say that.
Love it.
Okay, so I don't know why I just moved that. I didn't mean to. Because that's gluing. All right, so I got this and this. What's next?
Once the speaker's where it needs to be, I mean, you could quite literally start soldering the board.
Okay. Do you recommend a rubber binder or anything around the thing to keep the speaker, or do you think it's set up enough where I can work with it now?
I mean, normally with E6000, I let it cure for a couple of hours before I start moving stuff around, honestly. And then 24 for a full bond. But if you've got a piece of painter's tape or something you can put, or kind of over the speaker, there you go, just to hold it in place, I think it'll be good.
All right. I don't think that's going anywhere on me.
Nah, I think it'll be fine.
All right, so I noticed on the chassis it kind of looks like there's a square right here. Is that?
Yeah. That is the cutout for the board, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so we got our golden harvest here. All right. I've never worried about this before, but do I have to like worry about like oils or anything in my fingers? Like, do I have to? Okay.
No, not necessarily, man. You know, I'll use like an anti-static mat. And I've got, you can do an anti-static wristband, any of those things. But, general rule of thumb is you try not to handle the board as much as you have to.
Okay.
Right now what I would do is kind of place it in that holder on the chassis and then work from there. That way you're just not having to handle it as much.
Okay.
There should be the area that I bridged 3 pads. That's going to go towards the switch section. There you go. I think you got it.
So
Perfect.
So what goes towards the switch?
The way you've got it in your hand right now, that positioning, drop it straight on down.
Okay.
Once you've made the solder connections to each pad, normally what I will do is I'll take the board, lift it up, and rotate it. It kind of twists the wires together, and I'll put it with the SD card side face up. But you're gonna have it in this orientation for soldering.
I got you. Okay, so I'm not press fitting anything yet. I'm just laying it there.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. All right, so I got my little diagram. So I love that it says button on this diagram instead of switch. Aren't these technically a switch, not a button? But
yeah,
so is there like a polarity to this? It just says button to these two.
No polarity.
Okay. Alrighty then. Is that where you would start?
Yeah, I usually do that side of the board first. Get everything soldered up, and then bring the speaker wires and everything over.
This is going to be pretty difficult without like everything rolling around on me. I'm just going to be honest now. This might be hard.
Do you have any type of like carpentry clamps?
I do.
These things are a godsend to hold a chassis.
I got a photography clamp right here. That might work.
Yeah, I mean anything that'll hold either the speaker portion of the chassis or the switch section of the chassis that's not going to rotate.
Yeah, so I got it down here. So this is, I might have to rotate this around so I can.
Oh yeah, get everything out of the way that you don't need.
Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I?
I'm going to grab some water, my man. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, Elvis, don't mess this up. One. Like I'm using a tweezers to hold the line in place because it's so small.
Oh yeah. Those things are amazing.
So how easy is it to install something? Easy, if you can hold the wire.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, no bridges coming.
That's right. Take your time. Perfect. Look at you.
That one did go pretty well. Not gonna lie. Are these supposed to be like bridged over here on this side?
They are, absolutely. So for an RGB, like in-hilt LED setup, one of those pads would be red, one would be blue, and one would be green. But for NeoPixel, it uses them all for the negatives. Now, I supplied you with 22 gauge wire, so only one connection needs to be made, really. But if it was 24 or 26, you'd end up using 2 or 3 pads.
I see. Okay. I got it. Okay. And then all that really matters is the data connection to make the colors work. So that's what's telling. So if it wasn't NeoPixel, they'd be separate for each color?
It would be.
Okay. Got it. Okay. All right, so data's over on this side, so the red and the black are going where then?
So the red, you don't need to worry about yet. So what I would do is go ahead and connect that black wire. Just go ahead and solder it right to maybe the center pad that are bridged.
All right, I want to do this right. The last one I kind of held off to the side like that, but I want this like right on top, right?
I would, yes. And I would go ahead and put a little bit, assuming your tip will actually hold it, I'd go ahead and put a little bit of solder on the tip of your iron as well. This is where, if you start doing this more often, which would be awesome, we'll get you some helping hands to hold the wire, and that way you can apply the heat and the solder at the same time. That one you probably want to hold down for a little bit, just until it makes a good solid connection. There you go. Looking good. How's the connection? Holding?
Yeah.
Good. Looks good, man.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of like a pimple on it.
Yeah.
I could probably hit it one more time. I just don't want the wire to lift up on me.
Yeah, you definitely hold that down.
The blue wires are forcing my tweezers up, so it's like I just got to get it in a weird angle.
Yeah.
There we go. That's prettier. Okay.
Good. We're good.
All right. Cool.
Cool. So you got pixel negative. You got your switch wires. At this point, you could go ahead and do the.
Oh shoot! Where'd my white wire go?
Oh, did it slide back inside?
Yeah, it sure did. All right. Stay this time. All right. Now what do we got?
Yeah, go ahead and get your board kind of, you don't want to press fit it down in there, but you can kind of get one corner or the edge, one end of the board kind of secured. There you go, perfect. So the very first pad, closest to that clear speaker lid is going to be your negative. So you can go ahead and take that black short wire coming out of the chassis and make the connection right there, absolutely.
All right. Speaker wire.
We'll do the negative, we'll do the speaker wires, and then the data, and then usually, I know this sounds weird, but the last connection I make is the battery positive. I don't know why.
Okay, so you're saying battery negative right now, not speaker. Okay.
Correct. You're going to be using that 22 gauge black wire there.
The big boy.
Mm-hmm. Man, we could play some ominous music while you're doing this, and people would probably think you're disarming some type of.
That's funny. Your connection's good, man. That looks real good.
Good. So the next pad over, if you just want to go straight down the line, would be your battery positive for that red wire. And it will be crossing the board, obviously, when it makes this connection.
Okay.
So this side of the board is negative, positive, negative, positive. So it's battery negative, battery positive, speaker negative, speaker positive. So it's like black, red, black, red.
I'm not so good with my left hand. I think I'm going to twist this around. Feels a little better.
Nice.
I didn't just bridge it, did I?
It looks like it might have bridged, my man.
Yeah, I might. All right. So
What I would do is just disconnect the black wire. So you can just apply a little bit of heat, use your tweezers to kind of lift it out as it starts to melt. and then you can use that solder wick to clean. You might find that it will actually correct itself as you're desoldering these things, but just in case. But yeah, it definitely looks like it got bridged. There you go. Did that correct it? I can't. It looks like there's black space between the pads now, but
It does look mostly black. There might be a little. Yeah, there's a little.
Okay.
All right, so I need the whoopsie stuff.
Absolutely. And when you're desoldering anything on this corner, do your best to keep the iron away from that small nodule that's sticking up right above that negative pad. You see that small black rectangle piece? Yeah, keep your iron away from that.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think that that does power regulation. You definitely want to keep it in good shape.
It's your nice way of saying don't F up, right?
Yes.
All right. So the wick stuff heats up when I touch it.
It does. Yeah.
You could have told me that while I was holding it in my hand. Okay.
Sorry, my man.
I think
it looks good, but I don't see any bridge between it, so.
I think it's okay.
Okay. The last thing we'll do after your wires are connected, unless you've got some contact cleaner, we'll actually use like isopropyl on a Q-tip. Just go between each pad.
Okay. Should I do that now or redo them?
Go ahead and make your connections.
Okay.
Just keep them, from being bridged, and then we'll clean them.
Got it. Don't mess up this time. Is what you're telling me.
Well, I don't think you'll need any extra solder this time because you've got an ample amount on the pad and on the connection, so on the wires. It should be good.
That's
There
pretty
you
solid.
go. Looks good, man.
It's not a nice bubble, but it's solid.
It's so hard to see exactly how it's adhering on the camera.
Yeah.
But it looks shiny. Like it does. It looks good.
Yeah, that's as far as it goes.
Yeah, no, that's good. Then you'll get into digital zoom and it'll be all pixelated.
Oh yeah, it's definitely digital zoom at this point. All right. No, don't go towards the black this time, you little.
When in doubt, start on the opposite side of that pad. There you go. And let it kind of roll into place. And this board, by the way, is by far the most forgiving, board out there. When you start getting into the Profis, God forbid the CFX, and you're making, connections on the inside of the board, like somewhere towards the center, it's pretty nerve-wracking the first few times.
I do want to put just a little more on top of this. I'll be more careful this time.
Add it to, see if your tip will actually hold the solder.
Oh, actually, there's some on the tip right now.
There you go. And I don't know.
I gotta hold the wire.
Yeah, hold that wire down so it doesn't pop back up. I get so spoiled with the long arm, helping hands. You can kind of position them. Crazy. There you go. I saw it kind of melt into place.
Yeah, it ain't pretty, but it'll do.
Well, remember, we're going to be flipping that board over. So.
Yeah. Okay. Speakers?
Mm-hmm. Negative wire first, right next to the positive battery. So black, red, black, red.
Okay. Oh, these are so tiny. I'm working on this side now, so I can flip it back around.
You don't have any more connections to go, my man.
Yeah, this is... How long are we going? We're at an hour right now, so that's pretty good. All right, there is a little bit of solder on my tip. I probably want to take it off this time, don't I?
Yeah, I would clean it.
Just because it's such a small wire. Okay. Okay, and then red is the next one, not the last one?
Correct. Yep, right there. Black, red, black, red.
Ah! Oh, that worked. I got lucky. I really got lucky on my camera.
You're good, man. And you never want to apply solder to the tip of your iron anywhere close to that board because it's way too easy for a ball of solder to roll off and land on that board and bridge something. And it's
would
bad.
probably suck.
Oh, it's bad. Perfect. So the last pad on that side next to that red wire is going to be your white data wire.
Okay. So from the other side again.
Yeah.
So don't scare me, but I'm curious if you have a bad bridge on the battery terminals or something. When I turn this thing on the first time, will it like explode or?
That little nodule that I told you to keep your soldering iron away from will probably explode. But I mean, when I say explode, it's like a ceramic part, so it's going to be some smoke and maybe some jarring, but it's not going to explode in your face.
Okay.
But if there, yeah, you definitely want to make sure that there's no solder running from that negative pad and touching, anything else around it. It should just be the wire to the pad, and that's it.
Let's see how good this new camera does. And where's my thing? Here. Oh shoot! I still got the face tracking on. One sec. Stop.
That was actually very clear, though. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't see any bridging, and I don't see any connection to the MOSFET or whatever that the power delivery chip is. So
Okay.
that's good.
Cool.
I'm proud of you, man.
I'm feeling a little proud right now too.
You made that look easy. That was amazing.
Okay, so NeoPixel to the, what are those connections called again?
The Dean's connectors.
Dean's connectors. Is that next?
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's flip the board.
Okay.
And go press fit that into place. That chassis should have a pretty good press fit. And usually what I will do is I will get one side of the board in the groove and then kind of with my thumbs, nothing pointy and nothing metal, I will, pop that sucker into the, he did, pop it into place. If for some reason it feels like super tight, you can always sand down with like a mini file, like a hobby file, the edge of the board or the edge of the chassis. But I rarely will use glue on a board unless I absolutely have to.
Okay. Can I press down with my finger, or should I use something non-metallic like I got a little Lego tool?
No, your finger should be okay. But if it feels like it's gonna snap the board, or trust me, I've never done that. But if it feels too tight, that's where you kind of file a little bit. But it looks like it'll go.
How far should it be in the one side? Should it be flush with the?
No, it usually sets just a wee bit below the holder. Golden harvest here.
Okay. I got it. All right.
Yeah, it definitely sets in like a little bit recessed into the chassis. Basically, the board or the SD card should almost be flush with the top or the edge of the chassis.
I think I should have just put this new camera on the desk instead of my face.
Looks good.
Goddamn face tracking. Turn that crap off. There we go. Now,
yeah, that looks excellent, sir.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get my goddamn camera to work again. I really like this camera, but it's got like too many features.
Yeah. Who makes the camera?
Insta360. It's
Look at
Yeah,
that.
something Kyberphonics sent to me to check out. They're, they're kind of spendy, but I like it a lot. Okay,
Perfect.
now the Dean's connectors.
Good. Yeah. Now the Dean's connectors. Now, are you familiar with like like counter rotational? Like you'll make the connection, and then I want you to twist it a little bit the opposite direction. So when you make the connection and you twist it, it straightens out. Does that make sense? The wire.
Okay, I got you. So I take it red and black and red and black, white to white.
Correct.
All right, done and done. So there's a lot of threads on this. So how many backwards turns do you give it?
I'd probably do, like a good 10 until the wires start to get tight. It's the opposite direction.
I gotta put my. Okay, so it would go on this way. So I want to give it a couple of spins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh yeah, it looks good. You're not too bound up in there. Perfect. I do too, Jim. That weather, he did an amazing job on it.
That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I'm happy with that.
Dude. So well worn. A well-studied weapon.
So this part is what I just put on, right? So if I need to tighten this switch, I'll be untwisting those wires each time. Okay, good to know.
Okay.
It's installed, isn't it?
It's basically done. You need to pop your SD card in.
Okay.
And I probably left that just default, pixel setup, nothing special. If anything weird happens, we'll double check it, but it should be ready to go.
Did you watch Carter's Golden Harvest God video?
I did. That was awesome, man.
I think I'll use the Carter config on this, or whatever he called it.
Yeah. No, he did an awesome job. Okay.
All right.
How's the speaker feeling? You can check to see if it's set up yet. Obviously, if we pop a battery in it, you'll be able to hear some sound, but you just it'll vibrate, so you don't want it to get too loose.
It's not moving at all.
Good. Okay, you should be set.
Okay. Should I leave the tape on for now, you think?
It's probably not going to like the tape when you slide the handle over it, but it's up to you. You can let it dry overnight.
Well, we gotta turn this thing on and see what happens, right?
Oh, I'm impressed, man. That was awesome.
I'm kind of terrified to put the battery in, to be honest.
Well, from what I've seen, you did a good job, my man. It's like when we build new computers and you hit the power button for the first time and you're like, did I get everything plugged in?
Right?
So when you put the battery in, you'll hear it make that like crazy boot sound. And that's usually how you know you did the right thing.
All right.
Button top always goes towards the emitter. Spring side is always negative. Now these battery compartments are pretty solid. So normally what I will do, here, let me model this behavior. That's your mind. Is I will hold like the chassis itself when I'm putting that battery in place.
Okay.
Just that extra support. I've watched people on videos leave it on the table, shove a battery in it, and snap this PLA chassis. So you don't want to do that. Now, usually put negative side in first, and then positive.
All right, YouTube, you ready for this?
Success!
Success!
Well done, man. And just progress, hit the button, man. You can make sure everything's good.
Should we throw the...
Yes, take that ribbon, fold over the tip of it, and slide it in between the battery and the chassis. You want it kind of staying in that battery compartment. There you go. And now you should be able to slide the handle over it. If you need to, you can flatten it with your finger to get it all the way over. Perfect. Yeah, I designed the pommels on these to kind of encapsulate the speaker and kind of give that full resonance, so that they're usually pretty damn loud.
Am I gonna wake my kids up?
I don't know. How close are you?
A couple of rooms away.
Okay. They're loud, man. I am proud of you.
Wow. We did it.
Success.
We did it, man. Yay!
Good job, man.
How do you change the volume on these?
Volume mode. Did I send you the instructions?
I think you did. No.
I think you point the saber downward. It's like directional. Press and hold the button, and then let it go.
All right. Long press.
Let go.
And now what?
Rotate the hilt like you would a throttle. And when you have a pixel blade in there and you're adjusting the volume, the pixel blade will adjust to show you where it's at on the volume scale, which is pretty slick.
There we go. That's enough. It's not light up. I don't think I.
Yeah, you got to put it all the way against those pins. Nice job, though, man.
Yeah, it's working. These don't have the gestures on by default, do they?
No. Yeah, you can enable it. Just pop out that card, notepad it. Well done, man.
Installed by Elvis. Dude, I can't believe I did this in an hour and 20 minutes.
You did an amazing job, man.
Like, I'm really happy right now. That's really, really cool. I mean, I should also admit that you pre-did so much that I'm sure that saved a lot for me.
I get bored sometimes, man. I appreciate you letting me do it.
All right, let's try that again. There we go. And I have this turned way down, by the way, but
Yeah.
nice. I'm so happy. There we go. Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm happy. I'm a happy camper right now.
First install was successful. No bridge pads. You should be.
Well, we did bridge one possibly, but we fixed it. But dude, who's still around? Carter's still here. Oh, and Brian's still here. I got hell yes. Dude, Ike's still around. Oh, I got 7 people watching right now. That's cool. You guys joined at a good time. Like that was it.
You did an amazing job, ladies and gentlemen.
Carter, you're up next, dude. After doing this, like you just need to ask for the Jeremy special, like the easy mode.
I got you.
Back. There we go. Yeah, man, that was legitimately easy. I mean, like with your guidance, that made it even easier. But I honestly think if I had just sat down and tried to tinker with it and figure it out, I think I would have gotten it. Like you told me, solder here, solder there, but I had this and I could have followed that. And I probably could have watched a YouTube video about, how to clean the solder and stuff. So I probably would have figured it out, but I mean, it made it so much easier with you here. I'm going to try and install my Rev and see. Yeah, dude, just hit up Jeremy, ask him for the same package because he had everything so ready to go. All I needed was this, basically.
Yeah.
Dude, you're so cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. It was a pleasure.
It's like midnight over there now, isn't it?
It is.
I appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm in the shop though. I'm literally finishing the subversion hilt right now. Do I want to do it?
So if it takes me an hour and 20 minutes to do this, how long does it take you to do it? 20?
maybe a half an hour, 45
Okay.
minutes. You know, it's funny. I joke that the hardest and longest wait of a saber build is waiting for glue to dry.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, man.
Jeremy told me you did that. Way to go, Brian. All of us solder noobs figuring this stuff out. Cool. Hey, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, man. Appreciate this. Appreciate Mid Ohio Jedi Order for doing a giveaway and just kind of like making this. I was gonna say dream come true. Is that the right thing? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I've accomplished something with this. Like, I made it, kind of. You know, like you machined it, but like I made it my own and put the guts in it. Like, I feel so intimately connected to this now because I've done every aspect other than machining it, you know? I guess maybe I need to install a blade next. That's really all that's left to do. Well, and of course, you know, do an install that isn't as easy as something like this, like a crystal chamber or something. But dude, this was so much fun.
I'm glad, man. If you need a blade kit, you let me know. I'll send you a KR, V2, pixel strip, and all the fixins.
Yeah, I think I want to do a blade. I think that'd be awesome too. So, like the installation and stuff, does that all come in your kit? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have blade stock and you know, all the foam and everything that you would need. So I just cut everything to size for you. Unless, I mean, you could cut it down once you got it. I'm sure you've got those tools, but yeah, I just send you that. You can just put it together.
I'm going to pay and install. Dude, Ike, it wasn't that hard. I mean, you just watch me do it.
Yeah, man. You did great.
Greatest of all time.
I'll send Ike a kit too. You order the parts, man. I'll prep them for you.
Yeah, I don't know about that, dude. All right, I'm gonna cut it there. Jeremy, once again, you rock, dude. Thank you so much. Anything you want to say about the Saber Merchant, the shop, or anything you want to throw out there, you know, to all 6 people watching?
No, man. I mean, these guys know me. I mean, if you need anything, you can drop me a note. I stock parts that aren't even on the shop. I've just got so much stuff that I've never put up. If you need something random, you know, shoot me a note. I've probably got it. And I'll get you going. But yeah, customer service is all that matters.
Awesome. Hey, thank you everyone for joining. May the force be with you all. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.